Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is time for my November TBR. Guess what I did? You might be so surprised. After so long of trying to figure out how I wanted to do my TBR videos and the method I wanted to use and just fine-tuning and tweaking and trying to figure out what the heck I wanted to do with my TBR, I actually finally literally made a TBR jar. You may have thought this day was never coming. Here it is. This is that day. So in here I have the orange papers are for my physical TBR, which are these wrapped books. So they're all numbered, and on the orange strips of paper are a number that correspond to that book, and then I can unwrap them. There are a few purple strips, not very many, but a couple for the books that my sisters gave me for Christmas last year, and then more will be added because we are doing our book exchange again this year for Christmas. The blue papers are for my BookTuber Recommend series. I have already made a couple videos in this series reading some books that you guys have recommended, and I hope to continue that series throughout 2026. So those are titles that I've written down from some of your videos or interactions that we have had. And the yellow papers are for my 40 before 40 list. So the good news is I made this TBR jar. Now it's not really bad news, but after getting all of our hopes up for creating this, I'm gonna bring the hopes back down because I'm not using it this month. I am still very much just in a season of needing to take things slow. For a couple months, I genuinely just had almost no desire to read at all. I have felt the last 2 weeks, some of that desire is coming back, but the mental fortitude to read has not yet matched the desire. So I'm just in a space of listening to my body and listening to my brain and seeing what just happens naturally and organically. So in light of that, I am not making an official TBR. I am going to talk about the books that I'm currently in the middle of and talk a little bit about my plans probably for the rest of this year, I guess November and December, and potentially moving into the new year. So for my current reads, I am in the middle of Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I am reading the physical copy and listening to the audiobook at the same time. I started reading The Dragon Wakes with Thunder, which is the second book in the Night of Fire duology by KX Song. And I know I mentioned in my birthday video, I believe, that was going to be the first book that I would prioritize from my library stack. Surprisingly, it hasn't worked out that way. I have started it, I am enjoying it, but I think because I have the audio version of Crown of Midnight, I've been prioritizing that more because, again, the mental fortitude is not there to just pick up a book and read. It's the audio connection with the physical copy that has been helping. So I might end up having to return The Dragon Wakes with Thunder and checking it out again another time because I do definitely want to read it. We will see how November shapes up. And I am also reading A Darker Shade of Magic. This book is on my 40 before 40 list. It is by V.E. Schwab, and I am doing a buddy read with Curious Cat. I am so excited. We were going to be doing this buddy read a couple months ago, and it needed to be paused, and we are coming back to it in November. So I am 2 chapters in at this point, but I am looking forward to continuing with it and discussing it with Kat and reporting back after I finish it. And then for my book club, I love this book club because we all live in different states and it's all done virtually. It's super low key. It's not done per month or every other month. It's just we pick a book and then whenever we all finish it, we have a Zoom meeting, we discuss the book, and then afterwards we all submit some new choices. We vote on Google Forms to select our new book, and then whenever we finish it, we discuss it. So I really like that it is still a great way to read books that perhaps might have not otherwise been on my reading list. It's a great way to talk about books with other people, but it's super low key, and I really like that. So the book that we just voted on is, okay, I had to confirm the title and look up the author. It is called There Are 3 Women and 4 Men by Jaden Payne. It sounds like it is going to be a mystery or a thriller perchance, and I have not started it yet, but I do have my copy and hopefully I can get into that. For sure, start it in November and see how far I get. I also had all the best intentions of participating in Neurovember, which is hosted by Kat from Curious Cat. She started this challenge last year in November and she is doing it again this year. I am hoping that some of my books will coincide for that challenge, but again, I'll just have to wait and see how my reading shapes up for this month. But if you haven't already checked out Kat's channel, please make sure to go do that, and I will link below her video about Neurovember. It is a great way to read about neurodiversity and to be more intentional in November about some of our reading choices. So for the end of the year and potentially moving into the next year, I am still very much trying to figure out my new daily life. You know, when something big happens in life and it just kind of changes things. So for sure for the next couple months, this month and next, I am not going to be adding any more books to my library holds or Libby holds. I do have some already on hold, and if they come up, then I will see in the moment if I'm feeling it or if I just return it straight back to the library. But I am going to slow down on adding to, and I would really like to focus on my lists from this TBR jar. Technically, if I do the math for my 40 before 40 list, I started it last year when I turned 35, so I would need to read 8 books per year to complete the challenge. And this year, I think I should have opened my list before I started filming, but I didn't. I think I've read 3 books so far, which is fine. I can always make it up later, but I would like to be more intentional in marking those books off. And my BookTube recommends, I've just really enjoyed reading some of the books that I've been putting on my list from you guys, because, you know, watching BookTube videos, my TBR gets longer and longer and longer, and I finally was like, I needed to start reading some of these, so I'm excited to get to that. And of course, my physical TBR. At the beginning of this year, I was doing great, unwrapping a new physical TBR book every month, I think for the first 4 months, something like that. And then, you know, I just stopped for various reasons. So I would really like to get back into that. And I guess I said between now and the new year, November is still, I'm just gonna see what ends up happening. If I read these books or if I soft DNF them and I want to pick something new, I might go ahead and just draw something from this jar. And if I do, I will film that mid-month and I will pop it into my wrap-up video, I guess. My November wrap-up video. Things are very much go with the flow and in a state of flux right now. I do have some great ideas on some series that I would like to do in 2026. I'm gonna hopefully take some time this month before all of the busyness of the holidays to kind of plan out and scope out some of these series and challenges and ideas that I have going into 2026. So stay tuned. We will see not only how November shapes up, but all of my ideas for the new year. Let me know in the comments, what book are you most excited for in November? And if you're participating in Neurovember, let me know what book or books you are reading for that challenge. And until next time, happy reading.